Hey, welcome to Kiddies Gospel. This gospel is brought to you by Every Home for Christ, Nigeria, Northeast. Last week, we started our series on the story of Esther. We saw how she was an orphan girl, raised by her cousin Mordecai. But today, we will continue to look closely on Esther's journey to the palace. Here with me as last week is Daniel. Welcome again, Dan. Daniel will continue the story with us. Over to Dan.
Thank you, Lois. Every morning, Esther woke up before the sun peeked over the palace walls. The gentle sound of flutes drifted through the women's quarters as servants brought bowls of sweet-smelling oils and perfumes. The air shimmered with the fragrance of roses, myrrh, and cinnamon. Esther dipped her fingers into the oil and rubbed it gently on her skin. For months, she followed every step of the queen's preparation, not just with perfume and jewels, but with kindness, patience, and a thankful heart. While others boasted or worried about their beauty, Esther spent her days helping others, sharing her food, and praying quietly in her heart. The palace maids loved her. "Esther is different," they whispered with smiles. "She's beautiful inside and out." When the time came for each young woman to meet King Ahasuerus, they wore the finest gowns and glittering jewels. But Esther asked for only what was needed. She remembered Mordecai's words, "Be humble and let your light shine through your goodness." When Esther entered the great golden hall, the king looked up, and for a moment everything grew still. Her eyes were gentle, her smile warm, and her heart peaceful. The king saw more than beauty. He saw grace. That day, Esther was chosen to wear the royal crown. Trumpets sounded, drums rolled, and the people shouted, "Long live Queen Esther!" Yet even as joy filled the palace, Esther never forgot who she was, a girl who trusted God and prepared herself the right way. Esther's story reminds us that true preparation is more than dressing up or looking fine. It's about having the right heart, being patient, kind, and faithful. When we prepare well, God opens doors we never imagined. But the story didn't end there. One evening, Mordecai sat quietly by the palace gate, as he often did, watching the guards change their posts. The night was cool and the moon shone bright. Suddenly, he overheard two men whispering in the shadows. Their voices were low and angry. Mordecai leaned closer. His eyes widened. The men were planning something terrible, a secret plot against the king. Mordecai's heart pounded. He knew he had to act quickly. But how? And who could he trust to warn the king? Join us next week to know how Mordecai was able to save the king.
And that, dear children, is where our story pauses. Our memory verse for today is taken from the book of Proverbs, chapter 24, verses 27. Do your planning and prepare your fields before building your house. See you next week.